that free learning cannot be taught. There's no way, because if it gets taught, it's no longer free learning. Free learning meaning self-directed learning. That's why, if you don't know, you don't understand, you cannot practice self-directed learning. There's no way you can do incremental reading how it's meant to be used. I'm sorry for the hard truth, but that's how it is. And since self-directed learning has to be taught by yourself, learn by yourself, incremental reading is on top of that. So if the base is not there, there's nothing you can build without the base. So Piotr failed, well, on his role, on his part, because at some degree, it's your job. In the sense that, hey, only you can make this. The only possibility that would not is like in science fiction, that we have like something in a chip that we could implant in your brain and boom, now you know. But in today's standards, you have to do this yourself. I would like to know how I can communicate this, how I could help people change this chip. That, oh, gotcha. Now I get what is self-directed learning. I can put it into practice. I have the skill set. And I can use incremental reading. Regardless of the tool, it doesn't have to be Supermemo. It could be a more mundane version of incremental reading, if you will. I would like to know how this is possible. I know people get it. I have seen people getting it a lot harder. They have taken longer, some years. But eventually, it's, oh, hey, Guillem, finally, I do understand incremental reading. They hesitated, they have moved on, they thought, please stop talking about this, I don't care. And just because I had said nothing, I didn't insist. Sometimes, most people will move on, by the way. But some, without insisting, they will come, hey, now I see this, hey, I didn't help with this, or I have some questions, and hey, now you have got, at the very least, the concept, the fundamentals of incremental reading, which are software agnostic. Please let me know, because that's my aim, and I want to do a course, and I know that I will put I already did put a lot of time and effort, and I know that I cannot do a good job, but a good job in the software perspective, in the tangible perspective, is how we can achieve from the mental perspective, this is how self-directed learning works in your brain, how it is incremental learning works in your brain. But it's impossible to put this in words. And even if I could, I have my own testimony. And I know that my previous self was a skeptic. I didn't believe that. Or, okay, I read this article, I get it. In the sense of the premise, okay, if you do this, you have to, okay, makes sense. But it doesn't transfer. It's too, I don't want to call it like that, but counterintuitive in nature. But even if we don't consider it's counterintuitive, because let's assume you haven't been exposed to the school system. If you're lucky, you have an exposure to the school system. Then it won't be as counterintuitive, perhaps, but it won't be as easy. It requires a ton of practice. And, not pun intended, incrementally, you will get there. I needed for a year. I needed for about 4 months to change the chip. That, oh, okay, now I get the incrementalism. I need about 40 hours to get comfortable with the user interface, the menus, and the features, the basic. 40 hours of real usage. 4 months for the minimum. Oh, now I get the method. And close to 3 years that now, I think, by the way, now I experience a full-fledged version of incremental reading. And I use Supermemo very, very often. Not every single day, but mostly every single day. And I invested a great deal of my life because it's not just my usage, are the videos that I do with my YouTube channel, are the discussions in the community. So I invested a lot of time. And it's not the end. That's why, if you have made it so far into video, please let me know your input. And if you don't want to make it public, please send it to my email. You will have it in my channel or in Discord. If you know how to contact me in Discord, also do it, because I will like this. And to be software agnostic. So, if ever there's some other app or some combinations of apps that could more or less mimic incremental reading, I will also cover that, because I do want to spread the power of incremental reading. And sadly, that I know of, that I have proof, I don't even know 10 people who truly use incremental reading to the full-fledged incremental reading, how it's meant to be used. The Wozniakan incremental reading. And that excludes myself from quite a few videos. Nothing more to add today, and see you incrementally.